Glenn Davis, wanted to get you on in just a couple minutes here. First of all, Merry Christmas to you, your lovely wife, and your family. And I know you're live in Memphis today. Thanks for being with us for a couple of minutes, Glenn.
John, Merry Christmas. I hope you're ready for a wonderful time and celebration of holidays, and I appreciate you having me on.
Glenn Davis, we only got a couple minutes. House of Delegates member, Virginia Beach, won a big race down there. Glenn, boy, we're going into the General Assembly. Got big coverage coming up there. I'm going to be live every day. Caucus of the Corn taking over. They're already dropping all kinds of crazy bills, gun confiscation, you name it. They're dropping it, tax increases. It's all coming down the pike. But here's the question, Glenn. Where does the Republican Party of Virginia go from here?
Well, John, first and foremost, I think we need to come together and make sure we have the proper message in 2020 and help Trump deliver Virginia. I know a lot of people don't think it can be done. He lost by about 5 points, back in 2016. But I think that was a different time. I think a lot of people have been helped with many of his policies since then. And I think that becomes the imperative. Look, if we're going to hold the Senate and we're going to, get some of these seats back in Congress, we're going to have to make sure Trump does well in Virginia. And looking forward into 2021, I think that's going to be imperative as well. So I think that's where we need to start looking at.
A lot of people like me concerned that there's no real viable Republican Party of Virginia. There's no leadership. We just lost our executive director, John Finley. He resigns at December 31st, so it's kind of a rudderless ship. They can't raise any money. Kirk Cox had to bail them out several times just to make payroll. Really nothing going on there. Back in the days of Bob McDonnell, there was a vibrant Republican Party of Virginia. We had, statewide office holders that could raise money. What is your vision for the Republican Party of Virginia in just a couple minutes?
Well, John, that we're pragmatic, that we help, set a situation where all Virginians can better their lives and have access to economic prosperity. Look, we can look at what Donald Trump did. If the Democrats want to make 2020 about Donald Trump and not about Congress and make 2021 about Donald Trump again, let's look at what he's done since 2016. We were facing international problems abroad, economic problems at home. Washington wasn't getting anything done. John, when's the last time that you were concerned about North Korea's escalation? Because, like many Americans, there was a time when I was really concerned that we're going to have to send troops. It was escalating. I haven't had that concern since, I can't remember when. I'm sure there were a number of people looking to retire prior to 2016, wondering how they were going to be able to afford to do it. Were they going to have to go get a job with their spouse because their retirement plan wasn't where it needed to be for them to fully retire? They probably weren't having that same conversation when the stock market took off and their retirement plans went up to enough that they could actually enjoy their retirement. You look at African-American unemployment, the voluntary minimum wage increases in many companies after Trump changed the tax policies that brought money back from overseas, which prompted, $1,000 Christmas bonuses a couple years ago and companies announcing voluntary $15 minimum wages. Those are all things that prove that if you have the right policies in place, policies that Republicans have always espoused, that you can create economic prosperity and equality for everyone. And that's where we're heading. But that's not what we want to talk about as Republicans. So, look, if I'm willing to get on the stage all day long and talk about Trump if the Democrats want to talk about Trump. Because I'm not sure how they continue and throw, mud and stones at his record. We can talk about his tweets and those types of things. And look, I'm not going to get on there and try to defend, his tweets and some of his comments. But and like everyone, we wish he may be less abrasive. But in 2016, our country, wasn't going to be fixed by electing someone based on the probability for sainthood. We needed someone that could, fix our economy and put America back where it should be on the world stage. So I think we run on that record.
Glenn, I've only got 3 minutes. Let me just ask you this. A lot of people have said to me that we need a legislator to take over the Republican Party of Virginia, much like happened when Randy Forbes had it, that when things hit rock bottom, you need to actually give it to somebody who's an elected official that has the contacts to rebuild it up. Is taking over the Republican Party of Virginia, is that something that, say, a person like yourself might be interested in?
John, I've always told you I wasn't interested in Congress because I only want to be able to get involved when I can get something done. I think the most important thing right now that anyone could do is getting our party back on track, getting our message fixed, and make sure our country starts moving in the right direction again. That's something that I think any Republican, elected or otherwise, is the most important thing that they could help do. And I'm committed to doing anything I can to help deliver that message. And I hope others would be, willing to jump on board and do it as well.
All right, Glenn Davis, we're going to be, following your thought process on this. You're really the first person to step forward and say, look, we really need to get this fixed, other than me, right? I've been saying it for 18 months, basically. It's been such a disaster. You're finally now, we're on the same page. Hopefully, Glenn, we can get this done. I want to thank you. We've only had a couple minutes today. Glenn Davis, to you, your wonderful bride, tell her I said hi. A very Merry Christmas.
You as well, John, and to send to all your listeners, and look forward to working with you in the new year.
John Fredericks Radio Network, Trucking the Truth.